Hey guys, how are you doing? It's 8-Bit Eric. Welcome back to the channel. So Sony just had their State of Play come out where they just give updates for the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. A lot of people were looking forward to some huge announcements because, let's be honest, it's kind of been a slow drip feed as far as games go on the PlayStation 5. You always hear a lot of gamers saying that they're kind of glad they didn't get the console yet, or that they kind of regret buying the console because it seems like there's no games. And that is a fair argument. To be honest, really, a lot of the games are both on the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5 anyway. So what is the rush to get one of these consoles? Well, people like me, myself included, had to get it day one. We had to get these consoles. I mean, we really didn't, but we wanted to because we were excited about the next console generation and what is yet to come. Now, there were some games that were discussed in here that have been around for quite some time, and a lot of games that were announced quite some time ago. In fact, it wasn't really anything new that we hadn't heard of, which made this State of Play a little bit disappointing. It started off with an update about Crash 4. It's about time. They confirmed some information about the game coming to the PlayStation 5. It's going to have native 4K at 60 frames per second, some haptic feedback features, immersive 3D audio, and it's going to have activity cards that you can direct towards your optional gameplay objective and boss fights, and your save file from your PS4 will transfer over, and you'll be able to upgrade your PS4 version to a PS5 version. They didn't really specify if that would cost money, though. The PS5 upgrade, that if it was optional or if it was a free, upgrade or not. They didn't clarify that. But again, yeah, it's cool. We're getting Crash with PS5 upgrades and everything like that. But where is the new stuff, right? Well, they mentioned Returnal, and this is a game that has actually been on my radar for quite some time. I want to play this. I think it looks amazing. It's a third-person action game where you play as an astronaut explorer and you're in a scary, creepy, alien type of world. Every time you die in the game, the world kind of resets into like a procedurally generated type of thing, which gives you kind of like a lot of replay value, a lot of challenge, and it's pretty unique. There's a lot of enemies with different upgrades and weapons and things like that. It's kind of like, almost seems like it's a roguelike type of game, if I'm being mistaken. This did get a date of April 30th, so we only got a little over 2 months to wait on this. Pretty exciting, but then again, where's the new stuff? It's nice that it's coming out in 2 months, but when I came into this, I was like, all right, so we talked about Crash 4, which has been out for quite some time, and it was already assumed it was going to get an upgrade. We talked about Returnal, which has been announced for quite some time. So now we get information of a new game called Knockout City. Now, it looks like a team sports game where you basically play dodgeball. You control each other. Like, you try to take control of the ball, and you kind of combat each other. It looks like it's a character-based type of game, similar to, like, Fortnite. It just kind of has that graphical vibe where I'm kind of like, ugh. I don't know. We just got Destruction AllStars not too long ago, and it kind of looked like a Fortnite ripoff as well. This one kind of looks like it's in the same vein. This is coming out May 21st. They are doing a beta that you could sign up for. But again, I don't know if this is something that I'm excited for. This also, I don't know if I missed it or not. Is this even a PlayStation 5 exclusive? Or is this going to be a free-to-play game across PC and consoles? So again, okay, they showed something new here. It just kind of felt like another free-to-play game that is going to be everywhere else to play. So I just wasn't too excited for this. There's another game called Sifu, which looked like a combat game that had a very Asian-oriented cartoon look. It looked like it had cool combat. I was like, all right. It looks different than what we've seen already. It doesn't have any kind of like scary looking vibes or anything like that. It often seems like a lot of the third-party games that come out on next gen are starting to kind of look and play the same. This one at least looked different. I am going to keep my eye on this. It does seem like a smaller tiered title. It is coming in 2021. They didn't give a specified date, unfortunately, so I don't think this is coming out in the spring. It might actually be a game that comes out later, like towards the fall. But at least we got something new here. definitely looked like it had some good combatics and stuff like that. It was something very quick and brief. Again, though, by this point in the state of play, I was kind of like, this is average. This state of play so far just feels kind of so. Doesn't feel like there's anything really exciting going on. Now we got Heart Machine, which had been announced quite some time ago. That is developing Solar Ash. So Heart Machine was a developer that made Hyper Light Drifter, and Solar Ash kind of has the same graphical art style, the greens, the blues, the purples. It looks like an action game that has a little bit of combat, some platforming, and a unique art style. It's coming out on both the PS4 and PS5 though, which I guess, it's all right. It's a game that is made by a development studio that made a great indie game. But again, it's another title that's cross-platform. When I'm over here wanting something that is for my PS5, I want these exclusives. I'm always hearing from Sony ponies that the PS5 or that the PlayStation games have great exclusives. But technically, if it's cross-generation like a PS4 and PS5, what was the point of getting a PlayStation 5? At this point, a lot of these games are still cross-generational. I get it. Not everybody has a PS5 right now, but, give some enticement to upgrade to a PS5 if you have the chance. What's the sense of getting a game that I could play on my PS4? Where's the big PS5 exclusives? Now, we did get a update on Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Definitely looks like an atmospheric game that has a lot of scary, creepy imagery. I haven't played any of the Five Nights at Freddy's. This one does look like they're changing up the format, though. The genre looks a little bit more action-packed. It doesn't seem like it plays like all the other Five Nights at Freddy games. I could be mistaken. It looks all right. I don't know. Maybe I'll look into this and sink the teeth into it. Another game that we've previously heard, Oddworld Soulstorm. It's a 2.9D platformer. Not much has been shown about it, but it does have a distinctive aesthetic. The Oddworld games have always had this strange look. This is coming out April 6th, and it's another PS4 and PS5 game. So it's like all these games are coming out, but they're still on the PS4 instead of just on the PS5. And it seems to be a recurrent thing. Even Kina, Bridge of Spirits, which is something that I am actually looking forward to. It's a third-person, colorful game. Another game that has inspirations by East Asia type of fantasy elements. You draw upon power of friendly spirits to combat some of these dangerous monsters. There's platforming. So it looks like an action type of game. I wouldn't quite say Legend of Zelda-ish, but it looks pretty cool. This is coming out in August, so we have quite some time for it. But guess what? Another PS4, PS5 game. So we see this recurrent pattern here that I'm kind of concerned about, because the PlayStation 5 came out in November, and we've been having a slow and steady drip feed of PlayStation 5 games, and the games that do come out are on both. And to me, I mean, I'm not a multi-million-dollar company like Sony. But people want PS5 games. And yes, you're giving them to us when it's a cross-generation, a PS4, PS5 game. But, it would be nice to have some actual next-gen games that are built for next-gen, that have the next-gen vibe, that have the next-gen look, that have, the next-gen feel, that have the next-gen game mechanics, and not something that is on the PlayStation 4. I feel that there's not enough incentive out there yet for people to jump 100% completely on the PS5, and people are starting to get very, bored with their next-gen consoles. I hear it all the time in my live streams. People are like, I have no reason why I should have a PS5 now, and that they kind of regret it. They have buyer's remorse because they want some games out there. Now, they did do another update about Deathloop. It is the last Bethesda published game on a PlayStation platform, possibly because of Microsoft acquiring ZeniMax. It looks awesome. It was just an upgraded trailer. The game comes out in May. We didn't learn anything new, really, up to this point, other than the reveal of the Knockout City and Sifu. So far, every single thing that we've seen in this presentation up to this point has been something that we've already been announced or something that we've already been aware of. That, you know, we've already quite possibly known every single thing at this point. So the state of play was kind of lackluster. Now, the final announcement, and this is probably the most exciting news, was Final Fantasy VII Remake getting an expansion, some paid DLC. They didn't give the price of this, but it's going to be called Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, and you play as Yuffie. It's going to be a pretty expansive DLC, which is kind of cool. There's going to be 2 brand new playable characters as well, a nice sub-story that we never saw during the original game. So this is all an original story, which is neat. I really enjoyed Final Fantasy VII Remake. And on top of that, it's going to be getting a patch for the PS5 that improves the graphics, reduces the load times, and adds some ray tracing and lighting effects. So that's cool. They're doing an upgrade for PS5. There's going to be a photo mode added as well, which, okay, I'm not really into that in games, but I know some people are. The update for the PS5 will be free, so that's the good news there. But Square Enix has not revealed the price of the DLC with Yuffie. But that was it. Kind of a disappointing state of play in my opinion. The biggest news out of it was the Final Fantasy VII Remake updates that are going to be made. Other than that, it was everything that we've already known. We didn't really learn much of anything else new. And I don't know if it's just me, guys, but Sony, you're starting to let it down right now. Sony has always been touted as a company that has these big, huge exclusive hits, and it just kind of seems that it is a slow drip feed now. For whatever reason, the PlayStation 5 came out, and it's just kind of been so-so, average at best. Do I regret getting a PlayStation 5? Not really, because I still played a lot, but I'm playing stuff that's already been out. I'm playing Fortnite. I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima. I'm playing Jedi Fallen Order. I'm playing all these games that have been out already. And I want to play new next-gen stuff, so it's incredibly frustrating. I don't know if you guys feel kind of meh about the state of play as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.